All right, now it's time to take a look at those yellow course request sheets. You should have gotten those in the mailing. And as you can see at the top, we are asking for you to return this to us no later than January 15th. You can either return it via email or through mail to our counseling office. Make sure you put your name and your junior high at the top so we know who you are. And we're just asking you to fill out the sections that have a square around them. So you're only making the decisions for which social studies you want, what elective you want, whether you're in band or health and PE, and if you would like a half hour opposite of your lunch. In this portion of the video, I'm going to address numbers 1 through 4. Although there's not a lot of decisions for you to make on those right now, it's really important that you do kind of understand what the process is with those. Before I dive into making those choices, I want to let you know kind of how a day looks at Belleville West High School. So as you can tell, there are 7 classes listed, and that's because we have 7 hours in the school day. And 7 hours might sound like a lot, but it gets filled up real quick. Our students are placed in 4 academic classes, so English, math, science, and social studies. And then there's, of course, PE, health worked in there, and your lunch hour. And ultimately, that leaves you with 1 hour left, which is your 5th subject or your elective. Let's first talk about number 1, English. So all freshmen will be in English 1-2. And there are 3 different levels of English 1-2. So we have honors, traditional, and title. The level that your student will take will be determined by test scores, grades in junior high, and teacher recommendations. So we're in the process of putting all these data points together. And if you watched our previous video, we should know and have those placement recommendations by February, late February, early March, and we'll be mailing those out to you. But essentially what we're looking for is top 10th percentile in English, or reading rather, and A's for honors. The title English is geared towards students who are reading 2 years or more behind. And we do offer an English lab class, which pairs with the English title, and that goes in the place of the elective. So they do essentially have 2 hours of English during their freshman year. We also have a class called Literacy Strategies. This is offered in a full hour that can be taken kind of in place of the elective, or a half-hour course option, which we'll get into that in the next video, but opposite of your lunch, you can take a half-hour course. So Literacy Strategies is specifically for students who need a little reading support, but they're not in Title English. So they're not getting the support from Title English. They're in the traditional English course, but they could use a little extra help with reading. Maybe, you don't like to read, and maybe sometimes you don't understand what you're reading, and you feel like you could use a little more training in that area. This is a great class. All right, moving on to math. You'll notice that there's quite a few math classes. Most freshmen are going to take Algebra 1. And again, we will help you determine what level of that you will take. So level, again, will be determined by test scores, grades, and teacher recommendations. District 201 has a math placement test that we are currently sharing with your 8th grade math teachers. And those 8th grade math teachers are going to have your students complete that to give us another point to figure out, another data point to figure out where they stand and where they would best be suited. So we have Honors Algebra 1, Algebra 1 Advanced, Algebra 1, and Algebra 1 Title. I listed geometry at the bottom because this is kind of a special circumstance. Students do have to score in to be able to double up with honors algebra. So again, that's based on test scores, grades, and teacher recs. Or there are some 8th graders who are currently sitting in the honors algebra program, or a 9th grade algebra 1 program as an 8th grader. So you may move on to geometry if that is your situation. Number 3 is science. Biology is what all freshmen take. Again, we will be determining test scores we'll be determining level by your test scores, grades, and teacher recommendations. We do have an honors biology program, traditional biology, and core biology. Agriculture science is an option as well. However, they can take it alongside biology in their elective time slot if you're interested. Ag science is offered 9 through 12. So if you don't have room for it your freshman year, we can potentially work it in the future. And number 4, social studies. We offer world history and world geography at the freshman level. You will notice there is a box that we want you to choose. So one is not better than the other. Both of them will go toward your overall social studies requirement for graduation. So we would just ask that you choose history or geography. What are you more interested in? So in history, you'll learn more about art, philosophy, religion, the stories, the people that took place, the people and the stories that took place in history. Whereas geography would be more about cultures, locations, environments, and the influence of geography on events in the past and present. We also have honors options in history as well as geography. The geography honors option is actually called AP Human Geography. So many of you may not know what AP means, but it stands for Advanced Placement. That class is taught at a college level, and you do have the option to take an AP or Advanced Placement test in May of the freshman year. You do have to opt into that, and you do have to pay for that test. And registration is in October, so it's quite early. You have to make that decision and pay for that test. But if you do take the test and do well on it, you could potentially get college credit. Again, level will be determined by test scores, grades, and teacher recs. And I am going to stop there. The next video will be all about numbers 5, 6, and 7. So be sure to tune in to the next video. And thanks so much.